Alright. We are recording.
Alright, everybody, who wants to do a fun little funky recap?
I could give it a go.
Yeah, do it.
So, last time, everything was super normal and nothing was wrong. As we proceeded on through this fun little dungeon I'm sorry, did I say everything was normal and nothing was wrong? I meant nothing was normal and everything was wrong. And Ix was acting funky and also had a weird vibe on soul vision and also couldn't pick locks. Get wrecked, I guess.
I was getting so much abuse in DMs.
I was being very unkind to them because they deserved it. But Aster had sort of figured out that there was something not quite correct with Ix, although Ix several times denied anything being wrong, just mentioned that they were feeling a little bit claustrophobic, being underground, and even had the gall to say, I would know if I wasn't me. Like a piece of shit. However,
because Amy is terrible.
Amy is awful.
I forgot I'd said that.
We passed through some areas and places, and we saw this little hallway, and it was like, oh, there's some sleeping corpses in there who definitely aren't going to come alive and be fucked up and evil. But just in case they do, we're just going to walk past and pick a different hallway. But the hallway we picked was where Ix failed to pick a lock, and we're like, okay. And then I think Nin tried to charm person, and then I think Julius also tried to charm person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both of them failed by rolls, but it wouldn't have mattered because the doppelganger, there's a doppelganger by the way, was immune to charm anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the rolls being bad were really or the rolls being good were really funny. We eventually managed to talk the doppelganger out of Ix, on the terms that we would help it get out. And I gotta say, it's just a little guy.
Just a little dude.
Yeah.
Sasha
Just
beloved.
A little guy. Named Sasha now, on Aster's suggestion, because they did not have a name previously. Or if they did, they'd fucking forgotten it because they'd been trapped in this here dungeon for a while. And crucially, also, they kind of know the area. So they were like, we're gonna have to go through the room with all the scary dead things. So we did, and their heads ripped off, and they were biting, chomping violence. But we did end up killing. Ophaniel did a really good job. Ophaniel is doing so well, and I'm so proud of them, and they're perfect. Have I mentioned this recently? Oh, there was also a conversation earlier in the session dealing with Ophaniel's burnt hair, where it was revealed that they were not allowed to cut it because it is a gift, according to Walsh, like everything else about their body, and that one time Inoue did cut their hair, and that was when Walsh started making Ophaniel live in the basement and stopped letting their mother see them. So that wasn't horrific and depressing at all.
And Julius wants to kill.
That's normal information that doesn't make me so full of teeth grinding rage.
It's fine. We are gonna kill him.
We're
we'll see.
Gonna kill him so fucking hard, dude. But Ophaniel did a good job in the fight, and we're all very proud of them.
Yes.
And I believe we finished just sort of agreeing to take a long rest because we are all running low on resources, and we have found a door back to the spot we were in before with the previous encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
And I believe that gives me
It's kind of
inspiration.
a good thing that there was whatever miscommunication there was about the doppelganger, because if we'd had to trek back through here to find X's goddamn body.
Mm-hmm. No, Ix was like shunted into a weird non-space.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
X is still very pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably
That's valid.
so. Sasha is avoiding them.
This is probably sensible.
They're just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
And speaking of the little guy, as you all sort of get back into the previous room and start to set up for a longer rest, Granny with the bubble and the rest of you with the way, however your individual routines are, Sasha hangs back for just a moment, still fiddling with one of the bodies of one of the vampire women for a second. Before any of you who are kind of keeping an eye on them, like Aster and probably Ix,
Oh yes.
watch them sort of like they like reach it. The one that never removed her head, you watch them kind of pick the body up slightly and like haul it up so it's standing, and then one hands on either shoulder, sort of in an opposite way to how they stepped out of Ix's space, sort of step into this corpse's space. And if you didn't know better, you would think the corpse started to animate.
Spicy.
The one difference being the battle wounds that were sustained before it was killed kind of fade and sort of stitch up, and Sasha, in a new body, sort of turns around and goes, "Ta-da!"
Oh my god. Oh my god, they're just a little guy.
All right.
I I have a little bit of a headache behind my left eye, and I need someone else to just. I just can't. Because if I do, I'm going to start stabbing.
All right. Go over there.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a much nicer look. This is a better suited for you, dearie. That's a good. Stay there. That's a good setup for you.
They nod. The body that they have chosen is A, the least destroyed one. B, a very light-skinned, sort of deathly pale woman that, like, even if she isn't a corpse, she was still undead and vampiric adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of has that sort of energy going on. Long black hair that Sasha kind of like argues with for a minute before managing to kind of put it up. Sort of plain-faced, actually, not overtly beautiful, but sort of just average looking.
Mm-hmm.
Very thin face, dark eyes. The fingers end in not like claws, but very well manicured fingernails. And when they speak, the mouth opens and you can see long, sharp, vampiric fangs. But if it were not for the sort of undeathly sort of pallor and the fangs, you probably wouldn't notice anything was wrong. And even then, those of you who know a little bit more about this particular yokai would know that if this thing had fed recently, the pallor would not be the same. She would look much more alive.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
These things tend to sort of, when they are well fed and not out of their minds on hunger, can sort of not necessarily infiltrate, but live among normal
Their
society.
ability to pass as
Not
living
young high.
people is much stronger.
Yeah. Though you don't know if Sasha would like eat people now. It's weird. You're not sure if you want to ask that question.
Yeah. Julius kind of like crosses his arms and like thinks about it for a moment. He's just like, so do you get like their powers when you do this or something?
Oh no! If I did, you wouldn't have caught me.
Julius puts that in his memory bank for later. Well, just don't go biting us in our sleep. Do you
Ew.
sleep?
Yes, I sleep, and no, I don't eat people.
Don't worry about it. I wasn't making that assumption. I just, and he points to the fangs.
Just steals their fucking bodies.
Well, let's get some food in us, and then we can rest. Make this place at least a little bit more habitable. And he gestures to where the wheel things were. Because we are not staying in the weird undead room. Hell no.
No.
You can all get yourself settled in the tent. It was already kind of small with the party as it stands. Adding Othaniel and Sasha is a little bit like,
Yeah.
We kind of have to be a little bit,
Squish.
You family cuddle pile.
Yeah. Julius
Sasha
ain't
very-
too bad about that.
Yeah, Sasha very much squeezes himself like up against like the wall of the bubble and tries to like not impose too much. Othaniel cuddles up to Alex a little.
Oh.
Nice. Child.
I imagine Julius is thriving with the cuddle pile. He's not going to say anything about it, but Mance does enjoy a cuddle every once in a while.
Alex is sort of on the edge of it, but he's not, like, making that obvious, you know?
Yeah. X is very definitely on the edge of it as well, as far away from Sasha as possible.
I'm gonna make the decision that Nin and Nagi are very much like in the middle and like cuddling each other and like as much.
It
like,
is very on brand.
Yeah, cuddle time. Are y'all just passing out? Are we doing watches? What's up?
Asta's definitely gonna suggest doing watches.
Yeah. I think Julius would stay up for a watch.
X definitely will.
Othaniel would also offer to sit up with somebody. Or on their own.
Asta will take with Othaniel. Not Othaniel. I'm sorry, I got the wrong name. X. Asta will take with X. I got completely the wrong name.
Alright. Othaniel would be willing to take like second.
Sure. Did Othaniel have anybody with them or no?
If no one offers, Nagi will.
I think Julius would.
Alright. So Julius and Othaniel. Third watch Nagi would begrudgingly volunteer. And everyone else heads to sleep. Aster and Ix awake first. If the two of you can roll perception, or one of you at advantage, or something.
Perception. See if I'm going to roll 20 with dice or not. 11. I'm digging out the dice.
15. Do you think we sort of do it outside of the bubble?
Up to y'all.
I was asking Amy.
Probably less disturbing if we're talking outside the bubble than in.
Yeah. So, I think partway through, Asta sort of shifts to keep some of the corridors in his sightline, but to be able to look at X, and I'm sorry you went through that. That sucks ass.
Okay, to be very clear, if you're going to insist on talking about this now, I'm probably going to be rude.
Yep.
Just so you're aware.
Look, I fucked up by not recognizing something was wrong and not pushing harder when I had.
None of you noticed. For days.
Days?
No, about a day.
Hours. I've lost track of how long we've been down here.
Okay.
As player, not as character.
No, for about a day length.
Okay.
Although whether or not Ix would be aware of the passage of time specifically is a little questionable, but would probably know that it has been about a day.
Cool.
Did take them all day though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, we didn't, and that's on us.
You'll forgive me for pointing out that doesn't make me feel a whole lot fucking better.
I know. And I am sorry for that. For at least my part in that. I won't speak for anyone else. They're all better people than I am, so I'm assuming that they're all in the same boat.
I really don't know what to say. I wasn't me and none of you noticed it. It hurts.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we didn't notice.
Alex is awake apparently.
Is he? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we were doing watches.
You're
sorry.
good. No, it's okay. Sorry.
He has high perception.
He does have
maybe
high
he-
perception.
He does.
If you would think Alex would be awake, sorry, deafened. All right.
It doesn't make this okay, but this is a... Are you physically okay?
Physically, yeah, I'm fine.
I know emotionally and mentally that is it hurt, angry, or is it angry hurt? Is it devastated hurt? What's up?
Honestly, it's a little bit of all of the above because, you know, You're really gonna fucking push this tonight.
You can tell me to fuck off and I will listen, but I fucked up.
You all
And we all did. But I'm the only one I can take responsibility for.
I trusted you all and you didn't notice. It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. Okay, so going forward, if you start acting weird, what do you want us to do?
I don't think I can answer that right now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit over here and keep watch.
Yep. Just table that. Just think about it. And he's gonna step back and very pointedly, not very pointedly, but very clearly give you space.
Yeah. X is just kind of bundling themselves up, kind of perching at one side, back to the bubble.
Yep.
And your watch passes peacefully. The two of you wake Julius and Othaniel. And the two siblings step outside the bubble.
Julius just kind of makes himself comfortable, I don't know, on like a piece of broken rubble or something, and just... So... Can I... Julius wants to take a look at his sibling, just... A general vibe check.
Roll of sense motive. Not a second fucking
not
instinct. God damn it!
Get wrecked.
My insight is not the best. Let's see, that's... Oh, these dice are not good. That's only a 12. I gotta retire these. My fuck you dice are not good today.
I need to pull up Othaniel's sheet. Othaniel, where you are sort of setting up watch, you know, does keep an eye on various sort of corridors, but also their eye keeps getting drawn to the bits of the tapestry that hang in this room. Sort of studying individual scenes one at a time. And then going back to watch, like they remember that's what they're supposed to be doing. Other than that, you can't really get a read on them. They seem just... They seem a little tired, but you're all feeling a little tired.
Yeah. And Julius will kind of just give a slight smile and he'll relax himself as best as you can in a fucking dungeon with all this shit going on. Just like lean back on his arms a little bit and give a little bit of a sigh. You did good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely did more than I did at my age. Or at least a little bit more.
Well, you did good too.
Thank you. I know it's a lot for you, or at least it's a lot in general. This isn't usually something of a first outing for people.
Oh, I don't imagine it is. But it's what I've been training for, so...
Mm-hmm. Well. Usually you don't... Well. He stops himself from talking a little bit and he just shakes his head. Never mind.
Daniel kind of has a moment where, like, it feels like they're a little curious, but they're not gonna press. They just kind of they look up at the tapestry and they kind of look down at their holy symbol and then back up to it again.
I wonder what we'll see in the next bit of that.
They sort of shrug. I mean, Kanuno has to die eventually, right? Like, we saw her sick, but we didn't see her dead.
Mm-hmm. Though I don't think... Would I remember if Kununo died of illness, or was it, like, just old age, or... I can't remember.
Alex got this information a while back. Old age, as far as the history books are aware.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure Alex shared that with us.
Yeah.
I think so. And Julius kind of just shrugs and he's like, well, I don't think she necessarily died of an illness. But she did live to a long age.
Well, okay, sick or old. I didn't want to be rude.
Oh, it's alright.
You're not supposed to comment on a lady's age.
Well, when it comes to the term of life, the older you are, that's an achievement. And one that most people are proud of.
They nod. They sort of look up at the tapestry and they point at the sort of that shape of, like,
All the colors.
of all the colors, yeah. And they just go, what do you think that is?
Well, could be a lot of things. Maybe it's deity personified. Could be... And he tilts his head a little bit. Chaos, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think chaos would make sense. It's following Kanuno around. I mean...
Or maybe it's... I don't know.
Well, I guess maybe Kanuno was more of the sort of the day as chaos rather than as order, like Walsh, so maybe?
Julius just smiles at that and nods. It's very pretty, though.
It is. I just wish I knew what it was. The symbology here. It's not usual.
Julius kind of cocks his head a little bit at that.
Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of old,
True.
but even then, the figures, they're not done in the usual style of something this old. They kind of point to one of the symbols of Kanuno and go, they wouldn't have represented a kimono like that usually. It would have been more abstracted out, because you don't need to stitch a kimono because it's what everyone wore back then.
Can Julius do a little more investigating on this? Because I don't know if there was...
Roll an investigation check.
I want to see if I can glean anything from this. I'm going to use the dice that rolled well for me last time. Come on. What is that? Okay, that's better. That's much better than last dice. In investigation, that's a +3. 16 plus 3, 19, right?
Sure. I think so.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, your, religious symbological education stopped when you were about 8.
Yeah, it did.
Very, very, very suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you never would have looked at anything this old. You were just starting to learn sort of the more modern ways that people did symbolic religious art, particularly in the Lede Temple. And so you're not quite sure. Like, Othaniel seems very confident when they're talking about, like, the kimono styling. But you're not quite sure about backing that up.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't have that knowledge base.
Mm-hmm.
But with the 19, the colors are so vibrant for being this old. And as you're looking at that sort of color mass shape, that mass of color, there's something odd about the stitching there. Where when you're looking close at the detail, the symbol that sort of represents Kanuno, or at least what Othaniel has identified specifically as her, is like very well stitched in, but very completely like part of the weaving. Like, you know how basically how that sort of thing works, and it's a part of the fabric.
Yeah.
And while the mass of color is not separate from the fabric, you notice that the stitching here that makes it up is backwards.
Oh, so it's like It's like if you were to turn something embroidered inside out.
Yeah.
How far up is that tapestry?
So at this point, it's sort of draped on the walls, and the walls are about, like, 8-9 feet up in this room.
Is there something I can stand on?
There's a bunch of rubble.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking stand on that rubble and get up there. I think I'm...
dexterity check.
Yes! Othaniel watches Julius, like, do that, like, math in his head kind of scenario, and he sets his jaw, and he's gonna go on that fucking rubble. That's a 15 plus, you said dex check, right?
Yeah,
That's a plus 2, so 17.
you're fine.
Yes!
I just wanted to know if you'd beef it.
That would have been really funny.
You scramble up this pile of broken wood, and you manage to get up close to one of the depictions of this color. And backwards is... So when you do this sort of tapestry, when you do this sort of weaving, there's one side to the stitch and the back side to the stitch, right? Not only is, like, the base of what this shape is almost like somebody stopped while they were doing stitching and, like, started doing the knots backwards. It is the only bit that also seems to be embroidered. And again, you have that back side, but the back side of that embroidery, right? It is a spot of the tapestry that feels so... Thank you, PK.
The butt, yes.
The butt. It's so odd. Like, you've seen people that, like, play with, like, knot direction and, like, things like that, but it feels almost so out of place of the rest of the tapestry. Nothing else looks like this.
Has he touched this piece at all, or?
Nope.
I want to feel it.
You reach up and you run your hand over first some of the normal tapestry, and the tapestry itself is thick, it is tight, but it is still soft. And then as you run your hand over the colored splotch, you feel the embroidery strings, you feel the back of the knot. It feels different. Not necessarily not soft in the same way, but the texture under your fingertips certainly changes, and the feeling of where the shape stops and starts, it's very sudden, very abrupt.
There's nothing like a loose thread or something that would be like, yes, this can be pulled off or something. There's nothing that would indicate that, right?
No.
Okay.
No. As much as it seems weird for the style of the tapestry, it's very much part of it. But the as you examine it and as you look at it and you sort of analyze what this is doing, it almost feels like whatever the shape is, whatever it represents, is almost fighting for its place on the tapestry. Like the very stitches themselves are struggling in a way. Not like actually like physically, but like it's the artistic impression given off, if that makes sense.
This, I can't see the back side of the tapestry, right?
You can kind of pull on it a little bit, and it kind of moves, but you can't really get a good look of, like, the back of it at this angle, no.
Could I try and fit my arm behind it and feel?
You do.
Is it the same loopy, mass on the opposite side?
So, as you feel, for one, you feel the back of the knots of the main tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you move your hand over where the shape should be, you feel the front of the knots that are like, would be that shape. Like, it's that same switch. Oddly, though, you don't feel embroidery. You feel more of, like, the back of embroidery.
Ah, so it's dual-sided, okay. Interesting. He was trying to figure out if they had stitched it backwards or not. He'll withdraw his hand and silently apologize for touching a sacred artifact this way. Come on, Lance.
As you pull your arm back and you sort of plant your feet back down on the rubble, and you go to look at Othaniel, and Othaniel is looking off to the side a little bit, sort of wide-eyed, and you follow, and that kitsune is standing there.
Julius, like, sucks in a breath and, like, sighs a little bit, and he's like, "You're not gonna make me run after you again, are you?"
It tilts its head a little bit. And then it leaps up onto the rubble that you are standing on. And then it is scrambling up your back.
But he'll stabilize himself a little bit. And he like gives like a sideways glance to Othaniel, like, "Oh god."
Othaniel is looking at you wide-eyed, like one hand over their mouth. Something you notice very quickly is, yeah, you feel the claws a little bit, but you don't feel the weight. Like, this should be a pretty big fox, and it should be pretty heavy, but you don't feel it doesn't feel like that. It feels lighter than air as it pops up onto your shoulders. And then reaches up on its back legs on your left shoulder. Again, you should feel that weight, and you should almost struggle to keep this thing up, but it's lighter than air. And it reaches up with its front paw, and it puts it right over the colored mask, the color shape. Not to tear at it, almost sort of gingerly, almost gentle.
Quietly, he's just gonna say, "So I was right?"
It hops off of your shoulder with a leap and lands back on the ground.
Slow day, isn't it?
It sort of kneads at the ground, and its tails lash back and forth.
Julius looks a little bit confused at what it wants. Is it digging someplace, like, specific?
No, it's not necessarily like it's digging. It's more kind of like... It's not quite kneading, because foxes don't knead. but it's sort of like stamping at the ground a little bit.
Is it frustrated? Or is it just...
Kind of like how dogs, yeah.
how they, like, back and forth, like...
Sort of... Yeah, little tippy taps, almost.
Okay.
But the lashing of the tail and the ears are kind of flicking. It doesn't seem satisfied. Like it's anxious, almost.
Can I take a look around and make sure that there's nothing dangerous?
Make a perception.
Oh, that was not good. That's a 7 plus 1 for an 8. Ugh.
You glance and you listen and you can't really notice anything. And the kitsune seems to get a little impatient. And for a second time, it doesn't climb up you, it's almost like uses you almost as a springboard.
Oh, Jesus.
And it taps the shape with its nose and then lands and scuttles off deeper into the temple.
Oh. Okay, maybe it's not the day. Maybe it's her protector thing. And it might be here. Okay. He looks at Nathaniel again, like,
Othaniel looks down the hallway the kitsune disappeared down, and then at you, and then up at the tapestry again, and goes, well, if that's the case, the first question still... What is it?
I don't know. I guess we won't know until we find out. Which, hopefully, that's, at the end of whatever we're going through right now.
They nod.
We do need to get some rest, though, and, keep an eye out, I suppose.
They nod again. And unless you have anything else to say to them, your watch passes again in relative quiet.
Yeah, no, he doesn't say anything. He just keeps counting how many fucking times he's gonna see this kitsune. And be clueless every fucking time.
You all wake Nagi up for her watch.
Yeah.
And she's grumpy about it, but she takes her spot.
Julius just gives her like a shoulder pat. Don't go running after foxes now.
I know. Spoil sport.
Julius just rolls his eyes and he's gonna go to bed.
And she wakes everybody up in the morning.
Yay.
8 hours? You're not sure if it's morning.
Whatever time it is.
You don't know what time it is.
It is later.
Mm-hmm.
It is 8 hours later, and you all have a long rest. Congratulations.
Woo! Long rest, I can get rid of the stupid hit points.
Amy, I sent you a message, by the way.
Yep. Cool. Hang on.
I do love me this fox,
Kind of-
though.
Roll. Oh, that is a 16 total.
All right, you're not gonna take a point yet.
Okay.
So you're good on that front.
Cool.
Me trying to communicate to Julius with fox body language.
So effective.
I love that he doesn't know what the fuck is happening.
Conveying so much information.
Incredibly helpful.
At least we know whatever the fuck that is somewhere deeper in, probably. Smile.
I just have to say that I laughed so hard at Amy's Julius just getting hands-on with the tapestry's butt message that I re-popped the rib that I popped on Wednesday. Because I laughed so fucking hard.
I mean, hey, that's, never mind.
It's the price I pay for immature humor.
I'm tired, okay?
It's very
not as
funny.
good as it gets tonight.
I did start the butts jokes, so I do deserve it.
God.
You all managed to scrape together a breakfast out of trail rations.
Rations.
Delicious.
Great. I wanted to take a look-see at this door. Is that opened or closed?
It is open. Sasha, kind of where they are sort of huddled in the corner, they kind of pipe up and they go, that's nothing. It just loops back around to this room.
Julius looks at them and then is just going to open the door to take a look inside.
Okay. Trying to help.
I'm just curious.
You can see inside.
I'm gonna go in and take a look-see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Curiosity is sated. We're good.
It literally just does go
Yeah.
around in a circle.
Yeah. Julius just wanted to... He wanted to 100% the map.
Need that 100% achievement.
Yeah. He's gotta know where the quick saves are, Parker. Anyways.
If Julius does not bring it up, Othaniel will kind of mention sort of what happened on your watch last night.
Mm-hmm. Julius will let them do the explaining for the most part, and anything that they don't add, he'll add.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we think the shape might be the guardian, the Rathray, right? That was the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't think it changes anything. I just thought, maybe worth bringing up.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
But, Julius is just like, and he's gonna point down... What hallway did the fox go down?
Back through the undead room to the door that is just across the way from the...
Yeah.
Our little foxy friend headed that way,
Yeah.
so perhaps that's where we should go.
Nagi's like, I missed the fox!
Yes, you did. It was gone before you woke up. Maybe if you weren't so grumpy, it would have been here. Huh?
Hey.
Anyways, it went that way. Perhaps our little foxy friend gave us the way.
I mean, Sasha kind of looks through through the room and goes, I mean, that is the way to the center.
Then perhaps we should head that way. Do you have any qualms about that? He looks at Sasha.
Sasha kind of sort of squirms a little bit. I mean that's the way you gotta go, but I mean, I haven't fully been all the way there.
Alright. What do you remember from going at least partially the way there? Anything real nasty in the way?
No, just more rooms and more fabric, but then it starts feeling weird.
In what way?
I don't know, weird, different. Feels tingly.
Alright. Well, I suppose the only way to figure that out is, experience it ourselves. Let's go. If we're all ready. Oh, yay! More mage armor for me and Granny. Oh, wait.
I'm getting a good grade and being a wizard.
Thank you,
Normal to one.
Granny.
Impossible to achieve.
Julius's 12 AC is now 15. God's bless.
Oh, wizard gang.
Wizard gang.
Do I want to reorganize Asta's spells at all?
I'll give you a second.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'll give you a second to do spells if you'd like.
I got spells done. I don't know about Nocturne.
I have not done my spells yet. Hold on.
You're good. Take your time.
I could rotate spells.
Rotate
I have
those
that
spells.
ability. I'm not going to because I never do, but
In
I could.
theory, you could rotate a
I
spell.
could theoretically rotate spells. But, you know.
Rotate spells like they are your blowbows?
Yeah, except my spells are like the antithesis of my blorbows, because I hate them.
Gods.
And also because they don't need rotating, because I just do the same thing to them every time, whereas my blorbows, I need to do a variety of different things to them on a rotating basis.
Your blowbows you need to provide with a variety of stimulus to see how they react.
I need to enrich my blorbows and myself.
Words and phrases.
Yep. You're welcome.
I don't know what's useful for me to prepare. I have like one more free slot to prepare, but I don't know what's helpful.
Would you like some suggestions from your party members?
Yeah, I would. I guess I don't know if daylight would be helpful, but that's the only one that I can like kind of think of. Or maybe remove curse, but I'm not sure.
Well, I currently have Dispel Magic, so if you have Remove Curse, that means we've kind of got both sides of that covered.
Okay, I also have Dispel Magic.
Okay,
So,
I can take
could-
off Dispel Magic for something, or...
No, or I can take that off and pick something else. Or unless, like, you want me to handle both of it, but then that's, like, if we need both of those things, that's yeah.
I think one of us having one and the other having the other is probably...
Yeah. It's like most of the stuff I would prepare as a cleric, I have always prepared as part of being a war cleric. So then it's
Yeah.
like, what else do I do? Anyone else have ideas? I have another spell I can prepare.
I don't know what clerics can do in 5th edition. Let me look at a spell list.
Not
Considering
much.
the things we've been dealing with, I would also suggest maybe protection from evil and good, if you don't mind having your concentration taken up, because that gives like fiends and various things disadvantage against whoever it's on.
Ouch.
Aberrations, celestials, elements, fae, fiends, and undead will all have disadvantage on attack rolls against whoever you put it on, and can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the.
You said this was for a 3rd level slot?
It can be anything. I was
Oh.
looking at 3rd levels, but protection from evil and good is first. I guess I will be. However, if I do that, I will be much less useful as a tank later. Well, not much less. I will be less useful as a tank later.
I will swap out inflict wounds then for protection from evil and good, because that way, because Aster's usually further from the combat, so
okay. Yeah, because
he's got better odds of keeping concentration.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm hesitant, because I've got at least 2 spells that are book concentration that really help in melee. I could spells.
Yeah.
What have you got prepped right now?
I have prepped. How do I look at that? I have prepped. I'm gonna also list the things that I have always prepared, because I think that counts. I have Cure Wounds, Divine Favor, Guiding Bolt, Inflict Wounds, Shield of Faith, Gentle Repose, Lesser Restoration, Magic Weapon, Spiritual Weapon, Zone of Truth, Beacon of Hope, Crusader's Mantle, Mass Healing Word, Remove Curse, Revivify, Spirit Guardians. I'm not unpreparing Zone of Truth because that's a character decision. Sorry, I know it's an odd one out there, but that is a character decision I am making, and it's staying.
That's
It's
totally
a good one.
fine. You prepare your
think
spells
we
if
need
you
it.
want.
I have Speak with Dead, if we think that would be useful. I could
I've
prepare Speak
also
with
got
Dead.
that at the moment.
Oh yeah, because you're Grave Cleric and you have that always.
I don't have it always, but I grabbed it because it would make sense for where we are.
I play so many clerics, I have so many suggestions, but I don't want to make you think like I'm giving you suggestions specifically about this combat.
No, I will. Give me one of those suggestions, and I won't take it as just pick a random one. I won't take it as being in the combat.
Meld with stone could be good for particularly this terrain. Additionally, I always love a hold person.
Yeah.
It's true. I was looking at that, but it's also concentration.
Yeah. Life transference is spicy.
Oh.
You sacrifice some of your health to mend another creature's injuries, essentially. So you take some necrotic damage.
I don't have that in my D&D Beyond where my spells are.
It is a Xanathar spell, so.
I only own the player's handbook on D&D Beyond and a bunch of subclasses.
Fair.
I could just
be sexy. Get bestow curse. Curse.
Yeah, I was just about to say, wouldn't it be funny if I did bestow curse? It wouldn't be useful, but crucially, it would be funny.
It would
go
be
for it.
Whoa, curse be upon ye.
Whoa, curse be upon ye.
It would also be really funny to have animate dead.
Oh god.
Just for fun, just piss Aster off a little for the vibes.
That would be so funny.
I'm just looking at the cleric spell list this would be a bad idea.
Tongues might also be good. If you...
I did also see that one. Yeah, I'll do that one to not be funny and be a useful party member for once in my life.
You're very useful, but tongues is a good spell.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
One of these days, you gotta prep bestow curse for the vibes. All right, like
Hey.
just one of these days.
I think there's gonna be a moment where it's funnier, and I'm gonna wait for that moment.
Yeah, true.
All right. What spell selected? You have your path in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, I guess.
Let's
It
go.
was this door, right?
Yes, this door.
Okay.
Was it unlocked or locked? I can't remember.
You have not checked.
Can we check it?
It is locked.
Ix, do you want to unlock the door?
I'm mildly curious as to what she would do if I said no.
I mean, I could just pick
I mean,
the
we could-
lock. I did fine last time, didn't I?
It's 29.
You say, I did fine last time, didn't I? Exalia pops the lock.
Yeah. He literally was poking her so that she could show off for him.
And the door swings open. I will remove the little lighting doorway. Hold on.
Yay. Doors.
Do not select the maze one. Okay, thank you. It's
Being
selected.
That would be slightly funny if you selected the entire maze.
Yeah, it's selected part of the red lines that I'm using for like the walls, and I was like, nope, don't move those.
Oh no.
Get rid of all of them immediately.
We step through the door and we see through all of the walls.
X-ray vision.
Yeah. I don't know what order we're gonna be in.
Tasha is in the back. God
Ooh.
bless.
Shh.
And after you rest, you enter back into a corridor that looks like the same carved stone. God damn it. If the builder's intention was to make grave robbers lose their goddamn minds,
They've done it.
they've fucking done it.
Lovely scenery. I think I'm thinking about getting a postcard.
Ugh.
You know, send to the grandchildren.
I don't. I think your grandchildren will love it.
I thought so, dearie.
He just smirks a little bit at that.
Ixalia, if you mention anything about the pendant, Nin has detect magic at will. And would pop that up. It is fine.
Thank God. A shopkeeper doesn't need to die when we get back.
Okay, so it was something about the body being yoinked. That huh.
That's comforting, I suppose.
And you can all head down this hallway.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hallway time.
My feel when the gang just slowly trundles along in the roll 20.
We had to manually drag our fucking tokens the entire way.
Trundle is like a 10 out of 10 word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Unfortunately, I cannot find a better way to do dungeon crawls.
No, that's fine.
It gives the
It's fun.
experience that our characters are feeling, which is just sort of trundling through the fucking same hallways.
Quite
God.
There is another door.
Yeah.
Quick check, is it locked? Is it trapped?
Investigation check.
24.
Natural 20, it is neither of those things. There was a lock, but it seems to be broken.
Oh,
Okay.
was that?
Yeah.
Was,
Okay.
was that lock?
Pushing it open quietly and peering through.
The room is empty. There are a few more burial items given here. And some of the tapestry winds its way along the left wall.
We're good. Come on through.
All right. Waddle, waddle. Can I take a look, see at the tapestry?
Yes, and Othaniel would like to do so as well. The
Yeah.
scenes here you are shown are fucking, I have to keep resizing Sasha because they're not standard. The scenes here you are shown, seem to be of funeral procession. And then with the sort of mass-colored shape off in the distance. And then it's sort of this very beautiful image with Kanuno's 4 or 5 other companions standing on either side of a coffin, and a funeral pyre seems to also be there. And then the scene changes. As the coffin is placed upon the pyre, the distant shape of that mass of color, something weird happens. You can almost feel like there is no face, there's no figure, but you can almost feel, perhaps it's just in the mass of reds and the mass of angry, ugly colors that it has suddenly turned, that you can feel its shock and its horror. And the next scene, the shape appears to almost be pulling the body from the fire and carrying it off. The final scene before the tapestry disappears into the wall shows the shape and the symbol designating Kanuno arriving at a hillside with a door open inside. And that's it before it disappears.
Julius's lips tighten in a thin line.
Alex particularly remembers reading about Kanuno's body disappearing.
Okay.
So maybe her protector took her body with him.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe.
He takes another moment to kind of like study the tapestry a little bit, but probably start heading closer to the door over there. Are we starting to feel weird, like what Sasha talked about feeling?
Not quite yet. If you're
Okay.
gonna feel it.
Alright.
Julius, now that you have more examples of this figure, every single one of them seems to be backwards embroidery and like that same like tension feeling, that fighting feeling.
Kind of makes me feel a little bit sad.
You have another door in front of you.
Is it locked?
It is indeed locked.
Would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, sure. $25.
Nice.
Again, easy pop open.
There they are. That's RX.
I will move the lighting. Oh, there you go.
That sure is a passageway.
We have a grating.
So as you approach, this grating, like one from before, is sort of broken open. Notably, seemingly for a figure about maybe Aster's height, maybe thinner, maybe weird human proportions.
Julius is gonna look back. Where the hell is Sasha?
All the way in the back, hanging out with Aster.
Yeah, as far away from Ix as possible.
Yeah. Julius, like, kind of looks back past Alex a little bit, and then just... Well, they've at least been here.
Yeah. I woke up back there. Or at least as far back as I remember. Back
Alright.
there.
Julius is gonna... How stable are those bars? Are we able to get through there, or should we open them up a little bit?
You probably need to open them up a little bit for some of your bigger companions, but it will not be hard.
Alright. I don't exactly have the strength for this.
Don't look at me.
I'll stand over here and let the big guns go after this. The heavy hitters.
Except that would be Alex and Asta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granny, I think, says, "Oh, that's my cue, dear.
I love Granny.
Listen, just, you know."
I'm sure we wouldn't need to
Yeah,
open it
Asta
for
will
you.
kind of slip around too.
Alex
Oh,
gives her
Alex,
a thumbs up.
spotless.
Is the space beyond the bars empty, by the way?
Yes.
Cool.
Alex, make me a strength check.
Smasha, come on, buddy. I don't know why that was at advantage. I'm sorry.
I mean, Asta is helping, so.
Well,
There you go.
that's
Uh,
not very good.
They are already broken in somewhat. It is mostly an aspect of getting them big enough, namely for like you to get through, Alex.
Yeah.
And with the 12, the two of you are managed to able to like wedge something open far enough that it's fine. And I will move the lighting.
How's our lighting situation? Because I know we've done, I know we're periodically doing light, but are we having any more of the fading end?
Nope.
Okay. Even Ophaniel's is holding steady?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh.
Well,
Parker, this is not disproving what I sent you.
You gotta continue on.
Yeah. Astra will sort of shift. Once Julius has moved, Astra will sort of shift back here so that he can retake up the back.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Julius will wait until
So-
Ophaniel's caught up.
There they are.
Damn! My sibling. Yeah. You shall wait until Alex go in. Or no, wait, this way. There we go.
Yeah, that way.
Well, he is in.
Oh, hell yeah.
This room is also full of burial implements, and the tapestry runs through this room as well.
Look at tapestry.
It seems to, like, if there is any space between here and the last thing of what you saw, there must not be very much, because what you see is what looks like the color shape holding Kanuno in front of a wall, and then the wall is overtaken by color and then vanishes. And the next scene is the colored mass laying color shape cast destroy wall laying the Kanuno figure on some sort of plinth. Sort of in that same looming protection feeling as you saw them portrayed during the scenes in which Kanuno was alive. The next scene is Kanuno's 4 companions beginning construction on a building. A familiar one.
Temple of the Day?
You would think so. And then it disappears again. Ixalia, are you checking that room out?
Yeah, just kind of glancing in and seeing what is in there. Not actually stepping inside.
Seems to be more burial gifts.
Okay.
Is this just another passageway?
Which one?
This one.
Yes, that one. It opens up into another small room.
Alright. What's that door like down there, Ix?
Is it locked? Is it trapped?
Make an investigation check.
Yep. 7.
It seems to be completely jammed shut.
Yeah, no good with this one, folks.
Julius
Fair
just-
enough.
That's fine. I guess we can just check the ones that are open over here.
Might as well.
Julius, as you step into the room, the tapestry runs through here too, and it just seems to be the construction of the temple. And finally, before it disappears into the wall again, the companion with the lute, or the lyre, the instrument, I can't remember which one it is, and my notes are not here right now, seems to gain prominence as they their figure grows a little bigger, more centralized. Perhaps the first high priestess. Or priest. You don't know their gender. You can't tell. There's no gender markings.
Excellent. Is this door open?
It is also jammed shut.
Alright. How are those grates looking?
They are intact. And as you all start to move through this room, you start to sort of feel something, particularly as you approach these grates. They are intact. Why did I move the little thingy?
It's alright.
It's fine. You start to feel something almost like prickling, like hairs on the back of your neck sort of rising, and then it sort of starts to crawl down your spine until it feels like your entire body is standing on end, and Sasha looks kind of uncomfortable and sort of shifting a little bit. And they're like, see? I told you.
Yeah.
Can I put Snowball past the grate?
You can.
Then I'm gonna.
Would
For Snowball scouting purposes. Why is she huge?
She's gotta be large.
It's what she deserves. She
Enlarged
deserves to be large.
Snowball.
Why is she giant? Oh my god. Can I cast Find Greater Familiar?
No.
I can't. Wait, I can't. Where is Snowball? I can't see.
She was big for a second. She's now here.
Yes, large.
Bigger. Make her big.
Enlarged
Make her
Snowball.
bigger.
There she was.
Yes.
There's literally only one cat, you guys.
I was gonna
Literally.
ask Parker real quick. Does Julius know any arcane shit that would do this sort of,
Make an arcana check. Granny Snowball trots up, turns a corner, turns another corner, turns a couple more corners, and then comes face to face with the door.
Vibes.
She starts coming trotting back.
She's just a little girl. Okay. Does she know she's perfect?
I rolled a 15
Yes.
plus 3 for an 18. For Arcana check.
So there are a lot of things that give off magical auras or magical fields. These can be particularly powerful magic items, particularly powerful magic spells, areas in which the arcane energy of the world is more condensed, places where the barrier between planes is thin.
Mm-hmm.
There are places that produce feelings, or at least you've never seen one yourself or experienced one, that people describe as having, like, being able to feel the magic almost in your teeth, right?
Mm. Well, there might be something fucky, I guess. You said Snowball found a door.
Yes, she just went down around the corner a couple of times there and found a door, and well, she doesn't really have hands, so...
Right. Maybe we should, go through these grates then.
Maybe I should find a way to give her hands.
I think that would be really scary.
Oh yes, but you're already scared of her.
Mm.
I mean, there's some cats that can open doors.
Oh my gosh, Snowball, do you want to be polydactyl?
Oh god.
Sorry,
Oh.
folks. I'm gonna have to bounce. I am just running out of
That's
everything
fair.
right now.
Good
Yeah,
night,
fair
Amy.
Good night.
Rest
Thank
well.
you for coming.
Have good sleep.
Love
Right,
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
The bars are still in place. You will have to do something about them.
Yeah, I mean, Astra and Alex might be able to. It might be worth having Alex, because the Warhammer's probably got better force for deforming them enough that we can actually...
Hit with hammer, hit with hammer.
A better force and better leverage for us to deform it to possibly be able to make a way through.
Make a strength check at advantage.
Me?
Yes.
Mm.
You bring your hammer down, and one of the bars cracks instantly. This is a very, very old building.
Crack.
Crack. And with the gap of one of them cracking open, it is easier to leverage and sort of break the rest of the bars one by one. Till you have an opening big enough for the party to get through.
Masha.
Smasha.
Smasher!
Here we
Smash
go.
up.
I'm gonna get my food. I will be back.
Okay. I deleted Snowball off the map because she's going away again.
Okay.
Because you want her to be safe.
I'm very protective of my beast.
And Asta has committed very minor crimes. Well, enabled Granny to commit very minor crimes.
I think Snowball should have thumbs. If she wants. I want to-
disagree.
I want to give her thumbs.
As you start heading down the corridor, that feeling on your skin grows. Until, like I said to Julius, it almost feels like it's rattling your bones.
Ugh.
Mm.
Has Asta ever felt anything like this?
Make me a history or arcana check.
Happily, I think I want history for this. Possibly not. Who knows? Oh, they are the same.
Take Granny's history check energy.
it's not Granny's nat 20s, but it is 17 total.
Well, that's not bad.
If I gave you a natural 20, if you had a natural 20, I would have given you some meat, but unfortunately no.
Aw.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you have felt high concentrations of arcane energy before. Particularly, say, hunting down particularly established necromancers or something.
Yeah.
And it has always felt a little bit different. Items and people. But everyone and everything's magic is different. That's how it works. You have never felt anything quite like this, and certainly nothing this strong.
Yeah. I think, actually, no.
There is some, I'm not going to give it to you, but at 17, you have never felt this before, and yet something familiar tugs at the very back of you.
Yeah. Bit of a sense of deja vu. I think, Granny, you might notice him kind of sort of stretching and closing his hand. Like perhaps he's sort of gauging his pain levels as we go into this clusterfuck.
It doesn't seem to be triggering that at all. Actually.
Okay. But that's sort of his gut instinct of, oh, this is powerful magic going in, this is gonna...
Mm-hmm.
And then he sort of realizes that it's not, and that's... Huh. I'm sensitive to areas of really dense magic, and it's not setting off the sensitivity. It's weird.
Well, that's good.
It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
I'm glad.
Means I'll be at my best whenever we run into whatever's waiting for us.
Oh, well, maybe.
And it's also good to not flaring. He gives what he is trying for a reassuring smile. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay.
All right, dear. I'm glad to hear that.
As the party reaches this door that Snowball had gotten to, this door, okay, it looks the same size on the map, but fuck you, it's bigger.
Fair enough.
It stretches up and is wider and is made of a thick metal. And in the center of it is the same symbol on the pendant Julius found on the outside of the temple, the tomb. That same symbol.
Okay.
And as Ixalia checks it over, it is unlocked and untrapped. Would you like to enter?
Yeah.
This feels like a save point. This feels suspiciously like a save point.
Yeah, this feels like the autosave is going, and like maybe there's a convenient amount of ammunition right outside the door.
There's some health potions waiting in the corner.
Yeah. We need to break the pots to get the regen hearts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is no such thing as a save point. There is no magic boss cache. Instead,
I know.
Ixalia pushes open the door, and that feeling intensifies. It feels like it almost sort of washes over each and every single one of you like a wave. Just this overwhelming sense of something rattling you. And as you step into the door, into the room, I am going to remove the lighting block. As you step into the room, it is a large rectangular room, in the center of which is an altar with a slot that, Aster, I will give you off the top, just off the top, is an old style holder for what should be cremation ashes. But it is empty.
Yeah. So I think he's going to
theory real.
I think he is going to immediately. No one touch the plinth.
I am not done yet.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. Bits of the tapestry hang down on the sides of the walls. Bits and pieces of scenes involving people and things you've never seen before. And it sort of layers over itself in places. There are paintings. There are sort of stashed up against the walls. There are these wooden slats that hang on the plinth that are written in a very old Chalassian common, but Aster you would know as like anyone would honestly recognize. These are I can't remember what the word is. I did this research specifically, but they are prayers and wards and writings that you leave with a deceased person to protect them in the afterlife, to help their spirit move on, to give them solace, to guide them in whatever direction they are meant for, whatever direction they believe in. At the back of the room, there's a door off to this side as well, but at the back of the room, there is a shape. And as you look at it, the feeling of that rattling feeling grows stronger, and it presses behind your eyes and into your brain. And I need everyone to make me a sanity saving throw.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I was wondering when this was going to happen.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh no, I didn't
Well.
roll very well.
Alright, gang.
Where's my sanity?
Look, there's a reason I decided to roll this with Roll20.
Why do you have a +3?
I'm so fucking sane, you guys.
Why do you...
Because of the stat. Yeah. I can't tell you, actually.
Wait,
Ask him how the +3, I know what sanity is.
Why do you guys have modifiers? Hello?
Because I calculated scores for everybody.
Why do I have a 10?
Because that was the score you calculated with. I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, Nin has an 8.
Yeah, I see the -1.
Shout out to Nin.
Shout out to Nin.
Wait,
Ren,
Parker,
do you have a modifier?
Yeah, my sanity is a 20, so it's +5.
What?
20?
Uh-huh.
What?
Fucking sanity's so stacked.
What the hell?
You would think he wouldn't be sane, but alas, he's very fucking sane, unfortunately. However,
Sanity is a
There
bit.
is a question Parker asked everyone a while ago that has defined this answer.
yeah, it
What-
was like
what question?
what stat defines your character doesn't have to be like
Your best stat.
Yeah.
What stat
I
does your
don't-
character most identify with?
I don't even remember what I said for that.
And that is why you have a 10. Because you
Because
didn't
I
give
don't
me an answer.
remember?
No, because
What?
you told me he does not identify with any one particular stat, so I treated it like a neutral stat.
Oh, so it's... Oh, so
It
your
is-
sanity is just whatever stat you ID with the most? Is that
No,
how it
there's
works?
no, there's also other considerations.
Alright.
Because most of you are pretty base adventurers, it is very similar, if not the same. Othaniel's sanity stat is different.
Fucking Julius. Jesus
And-
Christ.
And your sanity stats will change. There was a moment where Ixalia's went down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I bet I've been checking it all session, like, is it gonna change? We're gonna get spooked by the thing and have all our sanity scores drop?
Sanity is also not quite the right name for this.
Yeah,
It's the only one Roll20 had.
Othaniel has a negative, but still rolled bonkers.
much better than what Julius did. God bless.
Why does Ophaniel have a 4?
It's the fucking Walsh effect, dude.
Trauma, but why?
Guys, we gotta get Walsh to a 1 sanity.
We
I believe.
need to fuck that guy up real bad.
Yo, I'm about to make Feeble Mind the spell, but for Welch's sanity.
Oh
you
my
feeble
god.
mind sanity? Can we do that? Is that a thing?
So
And does it kill you?
I also need to roll Ixalia's.
Oh my god.
Noted silence from the DM on that one.
Sorry, I'm focusing on a lot of things right now.
You're allowed to do that.
Ixalia rolls well. Ixalia's is also very weird. Ixalia's is the only one of you that has a really weird sanity score. So, Alex, Aster, I did not roll Nagi's properly. I rolled a charisma check for Nagi. I must have misclicked. Oh, right. She doesn't have a fucking sanity score on her sheet. God damn it. Nagi's is... Right. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, Alex, Aster, and Sasha is gonna auto-fail. And Julius. That rattling sort of sinks into your brain. And it sort of stuns you in place for a moment. It's like a wave of just static has entered your brain and you can't think through it. And you are all stunned for the moment. The rest of you are able to process. The rattling is still there, but you're able to sort of push through it. But even then, processing the shape in front of you as it gets up and starts to move is hard. It's like your brain hurts trying to look at this thing. But the shape that sort of solidifies under sort of this static where its edges are kind of fritzing, where the colors are pulling and melting, almost like it's not quite able to form a full concrete thing the shape that your brain manages to etch out is sort of this large, sort of clawed figure with a demonic-looking face and two long wings that are folded up onto its back. It looks up at you, and it roars. And that's where we're gonna end the session.
What the hell?
I'm getting the
Fuck
sense
that.
that color
No.
shape doesn't like us, you guys.
No. It's in grief.
I'm getting the sense that Kanuno is definitely alive, though.
Sure.
Kanuno is fine theory real.
Oh my god.
Kanuno's just really old. It's fine, guys.
PK, you're sounding like the Molly Mock is fine blog on tumblr.com.
I am the Kanuno is fine blog. In fact, I'm about to make a new
Oh my
side
god.
blog.
Crying.
Oh my god, I
Kanuno is
fucking
fine.
did the wrong thing. I moved the wrong thing to the wrong layer. Oh my god. I moved the map to the token layer, and I was trying to figure out why shit looked bad.
I caught it, actually.
Powerful, love it.